Hey guys, it's Angelo, and in the newest Shadowlands Alpha build, we can take our first look at what seems to be our first implemented legendary items on the World of Warcraft Shadowlands Alpha. With legendary items and their effects making a comeback in Shadowlands, this is exciting news, as these will be playing a very big role in the upcoming expansion, granting us various powers and abilities. Today, we'll be taking a look at 3 of these new rune-forged legendary items, specifically the 3 that can be found in this build. A very special thanks of course to all of the data miners over at Wowhead who were able to find this out, but be sure to keep in mind that all of this is still in the alpha and is therefore subject to possible change. Now, if you want to remain updated on everything related to the priest in Shadowlands, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and without any further ado, let's go right ahead and have a look. Okay, so as mentioned before, there are exactly 3 legendaries which are currently on the alpha, but these are only available for either one spec specifically or general legendaries available to all specs. First off, we have a general legendary in form of Phantasm. When activating Fade, all movement impairing effects are removed, and any effects which could reduce your movement speed are prevented for the next 5 seconds. It's clear why this is a general legendary available to all specs, as this is a simple utility or arguably quality of life effect, but with a decent amount of impact if used. We first seen this effect back in Mist of Pandaria, when this was a passive of Fade. Very interesting legendary indeed, but let's go ahead and move on. Next up we have the Penitent one, which allows for penance to fire for an additional second when used. This is only available of course for the Discipline Priest, and this legendary could actually be pretty interesting. Notice how the tooltip states that penance will fire for an additional second, rather than simply firing 1 additional bolt. This means that with high amounts of haste, we could potentially fit more than 1 additional bolt into our penance channel, again depending on how much haste we will have. This effect made its debut as our tier 17 2p set bonus, which was in Worlds of Draenor during the times of High Maul and the Black Rock Foundry. This is certainly a gameplay changing legendary, and it'll be very interesting to see if this will shift the use of penance around a bit, either using it defensively on allies or offensively on enemy targets. Good, next up we have the Alabaster Lady, a legendary only available to the Holy Priest, which gives your Prayer of Mending Heals a 5% chance to grant you Apotheosis for 8 seconds. This legendary effect is the same as that of a previous Legion legendary item with the same name. Now, this legendary could also potentially be pretty big. Back in Legion, the Alabaster Lady was a slightly above average performing legendary item, being far away from the top picks such as Xan Shi, Shroud of Archbishop Benedictus, Valen's Future Sight, or the entrancing Trousers of Anyuna, but still a good legendary item to have. If its performance is similar in Shadowlands, then this is certainly a decent legendary to have available to you. Okay, very interesting legendary item so far, and be sure to let me know what you think. Personally, I think that the re-implementation of legendaries is a great idea, which not only brings back a lot of fun to gameplay and playstyle, but also adds more flavor to the entire game, which is always a very good thing. As we've learned from previous experiences, however, there will always be some legendary items which will prove to push a class into a very specific direction, or will just prove so strong that you will most certainly want to have it, be it for Mythic Plus, raids, or even PvP. Whether or not Blizzard is able to balance this out in Shadowlands, that remains to be seen, but I believe that they are able to choose from a plethora of different abilities, tier set effects, or older talents in order to make the gameplay feel fun while also remaining balanced. Do you think that these legendaries seem promising so far? What are you hoping for when it comes to them? I'd be excited to know what you have to say, so be sure to leave it in the comments below. Once more legendary effects added to the alpha, or rather once more of them are added to the alpha, I'll be sure to discuss them with you, so of course you don't have to worry. A special thanks as always to my supporters over at Patreon, and thank you everyone for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe in order to remain updated on the content of this channel. Now, have a good one my friends, get excited for Shadowlands, and I will see you all in the next one.